Mr. Denny Fetayo joins us, a public affairs analyst. Mr. Fetayo, good morning. It's good to have you on the program. A couple of dailies that we have for Nigerians today, 2 days to the end of the year, and you can almost guess what's on the front pages. So let's start off with Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper leads with what we just spoke to. PDP crisis, Wike attacks Makinde Fubara. Says Makinde lied that I am holding PDP for Tinubu. Fubara has no political structure going to APC, he says, adds that governor's defection belated, and PDP fumes over claims of non-existence of party in Rivers. Well, that is a big story. The big pictures on the front page tell what some people consider an even bigger story because it concerns life. Horror crash. Anthony Joshua rushed to Duchess Hospital. 2 aides dead. Overspeeding, wrong overtaking, responsible for crash. That's from the FRC. And as we said, we'll have the FRC live on the show today, any moment from now, to speak to this matter. But Mr. Fetayo, which of these stories catch your fancy?
Well, first and foremost, I want to sympathize with the aides or friends of Anthony Joshua and their family, and of course the lover of boxing all over the world, because what happened yesterday was so tragic, and in as much as it has happened, I also want to implore us, as we have the remaining few days to, to the new year, that we should be mindful of our speed, and also FRS, they can do more, truck parking on the highway and all of that. So, but it's just a tragic moment, and we sympathize with them. I will pray that the Lord will comfort them. And also moving to Minister Wike, some Wike making all those counter allegation, or to say Makinde, the governor Makinde was giving 50 billion and all of that. Just like you said, these are the things that should not be taken lightly, especially our anti-grafty agency, so that they need to be transparent. That is what it is about this government. And I also think that Fubara saying that a governor is not a leader of the party, we all know that even if it's not constitutional, that even both PDP, APC, whoever that is a state governor, is automatically or indirectly the leader of that party. And just like you rightly mentioned, Wike is neither a party APC member, nor, and he has been expelled, or even issued a certificate that are no longer part of PDP. You can't be more Catholic than a pope. If the state chairman or the national chairman of APC said Fubara is now the leader of the party in their state. So who are you? So, but regardless of that, the issue of 50 billion or not 50 billion, I think it should be looked into, so that they can come out plain and tell us what went down with that. Even if it's 30 billion, it's not a small money. How much did people got? What were the restoration they said they did? How much was the cost? Who got what and all of that? So they should be made plain so that people can repose their trust in them. I'm sure they were waiting for a lot of interesting in Rivers State come 2027. But mind you, the governor has shown loyalty to the Mr. President, I'm sure. Election is just a game of numbers. So let's see what will happen come 2027, especially in Rivers State. But I think it's becoming clearer now that FCT minister is losing the grip that he thought he had before.
Well, we can almost guess what would happen in 2027. Well, of course, there are political surprises ahead of that time. But let's head to New Telegraph this morning, and the New Telegraph is focusing on something entirely different from the politics that we started off with. Anti-terrorism fight. U.S. Christmas Day bombing killed many terrorists. That's ascribed to Amachree. I believe that's a retired Director General of the Department of State Services. And there are a number of riders here starting with, says precision bombing targeted Lakrawa terrorists in Bauni Forest. Army confirms US-led airstrikes neutralized Sokoto terror camps. NAF destroys IED structure, kills scores in Zamfara. Troops neutralize senior Boko Haram commanders in Borno. DSS arrests suspected killers of neurology professor. And so, the remainder of the riders, record the gains of the military in the last couple of hours. But it also focuses on the biggest question that has emerged out of the Christmas Day US drone strikes on Sangaya and Jabo village in Tambuwa local government areas, with many asking questions about whether or not there were tangible results in the killings of terrorists. But the retired DSS Director General is letting us understand now that indeed, former assistant director, that indeed terrorists were killed. Where are you on this, Mr. Ifetayo?
Yeah, in as much as the people who are charged with the security, our security agencies said that they make so much gain, in killing, in neutralizing, and destroying Boko Haram and all of that. We want to ride with them. But of course, when the locals are saying that this thing, there's no such in our community, they just drum bomb, sometimes some of these things they don't want to come out playing. It's very unrealistic for government to say we have made a mistake. Even if you are saying that maybe out of 5 missions, we were able to successfully execute 4, but one went missing, and you apologize, you restore, you compensate, you rebuild. That's to show the trust. But if locals are saying different thing and our government is telling us different thing, as much as they are making some gains, at least they should be transparent in their operation, in whatever the outcomes it is. Unlike the US that we know, they will name so person, the commander of this, being killed in this operation and all of that. But we don't have all that. They are just saying some of their leaders have been killed, some of the Boko Haram have been killed. Well, let's just hope that they are not coming back to hunt those communities. But in the last few weeks, in the last few months, I think the military and whether vigilante or machinery or whatever private security they were using, so to say, are starting to be corrected. They've been doing an amazing job, especially the last time you recollect that all the children were released and all of that. So let's give it to them. But the question that were raised by the locals should not be brushed aside, should be looked into properly.
All right. This Nigeria is next with the lead. Makinde lied. I never offered PDP to Tinubu, says Wike. Fubara, not APC leader in River State, doesn't respect agreements. And he actually spoke to subsidy and money states are getting, saying subsidy removal makes more money available to states. So I know that this has been spoken about time and again. But when he says it never offered a PDP to the president, but on the flip side, he says that he will support the president. Are those different narratives, one and the same? Or do you see any difference here? All right, Mr. Ifetayo, I will just give you a moment to adjust your device. I see you're trying to do that. But please confirm if you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you. Just a few minutes.
Sure. Take your time.
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, so I was asking the FCT minister saying the Oyo State governor lied, that he never offered PDP to Tinubu. But on the flip side, he's also said that he's going to be supporting the president and voting for the president. So is that one and the same or different?
No, but everybody knows that the position of Minister Wike, so it's not surprising if, to me, in my opinion, if Governor Makinde said that he made that statement, because all his action has been tending towards that, has shown Sometimes they take themselves to court. They say we are the original national or caretaker or group that has hold of PDP with us and all of that. And since he's been expelled, I think he should let us know the party he wants to join. But saying that Fubara is not the leader of the, you can't be more Catholic than a Pope. You are not part of this party, so you can't decide who gets what or who lead what. But just like we said, some interesting days are with us during the coming election in 2027, especially in Rivers State. So whether he lied or not, that was just like I said, the anti-graft agency, it should be part of those things because people are occupying at that level. And in as much whether it's confidential or not, it's obvious that what he's been doing all this while before he was expelled. If you want to be, there's a Yoruba adage that if you want to be here, be here. If you want to be there, be there. So let's know where you stand. But it's neither here nor there. So please just let it be. Whatever it is, they said that I was saying that Makinde lied. But it's obvious that what he has been doing all this while is not far from the truth.
Well, that is on the one hand, but there are other issues that Nigerians are
yes, you talk about subsidy removal,
yes,
making more money, giving more resources to the state government. I've said in this forum that it is high time even our state governors begin to publish, oh, this is what we got for this, whether intervention from federal government, this is what we generated, internally generated revenue, this is what we got for allocation, and 2 naira has been used for this, 3 naira has been used for this, 1 naira has been used for that. But there's this thing of secrecy when it comes to the state of finance in some of our states in Nigeria that is only is kept to their chest alone, which is not good for them. That's why it's difficult for Nigeria or average Nigerian to trust a politician. I'm sure if we didn't hear about the issue of 50 billion or 30 billion now, it will have just been swept under the carpet. Or if, let's say, both leaders, they are still in the same rapport, they are still in the same party, they are still going the same direction, I'm sure the allegation or counter-allegation will not make the air. But I see what is happening now. So those are the things. They have much resources now. What are they doing with it? Is the infrastructure they claim or they put in place, is it measurable to what they have gotten in the last 2-3 years? So those are the things, question begging for an answer. And I think not just whether Rivers State or your state, I think all the state governors should render on a yearly basis the account of their stewardship, not just waiting on the day of election. Oh, in the last 1 year, we made so much from this, we made so much from that. We have given this contract out, this one is 70% completed or ongoing, and people can see the state of affairs. I think it's high time citizens begin to ask questions. And I want to say this, in as much as the federal government want to release funds, whether they belong to their same party or other party, they should make it public. These are taxpayers' money. So those also have been released to this state government for A, B, C, and D, or it has been released for infrastructure, it has been released for security, it has been released for that. In as much as they still have their security vote that they didn't make open and they use it at their own will. So I think these are the money of taxpayers. They should let us know how they spend it or how they use it. Yes, subsidy gives states more money, but the question is the infrastructure on ground, is it commensurate with what they have gotten in the last 2 years? That's the main question.
Very important questions, particularly when you look at the top right corner of this Nigeria. It says Nigeria's tax ombudsman begins operation January the 1st. That's according to officials. So the government is widening the tax net, says that, well, it's going to reduce the tax burden on the poor and increase for the rich. But the point is there's going to be more collections in that sense, more effective collections. So we have to also ensure that there's more accountability, transparency, because I cannot be paying taxes and I don't know how much or how the taxes are being used. It's not no one's personal money. It's Nigeria's Commonwealth. So very important point, and it must be made. time and again. Well, Mr. Adeni Fetayo, we have to thank you so much for your time, joining us to walk through the big stories. Thank you once again.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
We'll take a moment now, and when we return, of course, as we said, we'll be speaking with the Federal Road Safety Corps on the fatal accident involving Anthony Joshua. We'll also be touching on party matters with the NNPP, as well as other big stories making the rounds. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.